Hey everyone, it's Carolyn. Welcome to my channel. Today I have another collective reading for you. And so today's collective reading, we're going to be using the Dreams of Gaia tarot cards, and I'm going to see what message Spirit has for you. So if you're drawn to keep watching this, then this is going to be the message that's meant for you. If not, I'm going to have other videos linked in the cards that you can watch instead. If you're new to the channel, I want to say welcome. Please hit subscribe. I would love to have you a part of this family, and make sure you turn on that bell notification so you see when I post my next video. I post multiple videos every week, including more collective readings like this. I also do pick pile readings and zodiac readings, along with other educational videos to help you all on your spiritual journeys. If you want to get your own private in-depth reading, I do sell them. You can check out my Etsy shop, or you can message me on Facebook or Instagram. Everything's going to be linked in the description box down below. And so now I'm going to start shuffling your cards and see what message Spirit has for you. So we got two cards. We have Wisdom and we have Love. And then we have the Five of Air. And so the back of the deck is Knowledge. And so what I find fascinating about your cards is you got a lot of this deck's major arcana. This deck is kind of a combination of tarot and oracle. So it has a little bit of a different system, where the major arcana has a lot more cards and different cards than the traditional tarot system. So some of the meanings are a little bit different. But what I find fascinating is you have Wisdom, Love, and the Knowledge is the back of the deck energy. And then you have this Five of Air. This Five of Air, you see, she has this mask in her hands, and she's kind of blinded, like she's blinded to the truth. So this represents an energy where it's like you are not in sync with yourself. You are not in sync with what's in front of you because you're not aware of things. It's like you're not consciously being mindful. And you have Wisdom, you have Love. So what this indicates to me, some of you, I feel like this is a message saying that you are not fully accepting yourself. You're not fully loving yourself because you are not utilizing yourself to the best of your abilities. You're not pushing yourself to your true potential. It's kind of like you're sitting there and wasting your time, wasting your energy. And it might not be a conscious thing, because with this Five of Air, she's blindfolded. So it's like, it's not that she doesn't necessarily want to see, it's that she can't see. It's like there's this self-limiting belief. And I think with this Wisdom card, it's like this person is taking the light, shining it on the cave, and gaining that wisdom. And in turn, with the back of the deck, you're utilizing your own knowledge. And so what I think this is a message for you so far is that you have to go and you have to realize the fact that you're blindfolded, that you're living in this darkness, and you have to go and bring the light to you. You have to find this light, get your wisdom, get your answers by actually taking time to sit and think about who you are, what you want, and how your quote-unquote flaws are actually something that you can use to your advantage that is going to help you grow. And not think of everything as a burden, not think of everything as a curse, because there's love in everything. And so it's like even our shadows, even our darkness, we have to find a way to embrace them for our good so that we are actually able to live the life we want and be authentic. And so it's not denying the aspects of yourself that you don't like. It's about acknowledging them and giving them space to be in your life, but not letting them control your life, because everything in life is balanced between the light and the dark, the good, the bad. And so it's like, don't just turn a blind eye and not allow yourself to be seen. Don't allow yourself to be heard because you are trying to appease others or because you think this is the way it has to be. You're being told right now you need to make a conscious change, especially those of you, if you are having situations happen and you keep wondering why the same thing keeps repeating over and over and over again, the catalyst is you. You are the reason for that, because you keep putting yourself in these situations that allow these patterns to repeat, and you are not changing your choices. You are not changing things. And think about change. We have to be the one who takes that first step, because if we keep wishing for change but yet don't change our actions, there's no place for that change to take place. It's the same way if you throw a pebble in the water, it's going to create a ripple effect. If you never throw that pebble in, nothing's going to be able to create that ripple effect. So in order for you to have change in your life so you can change your situations, you have to change inwardly. You have to take time to go with the light into this cave of yourself, into the unknown, into the subconscious, and allow yourself to love and accept yourself. And some of you, this is going to require a lot of time, a lot of patience, and it's also going to require some shadow work on your end. A lot of our subconscious, it's called subconscious for a reason, because it's not in our conscious mind. And so you have to bring awareness to it, but that takes time, and that takes patterns of trying to pull at this thread and allowing yourself to slowly unravel things and understand them. Because if you have been having something in your subconscious for so long, it's going to take you a while before you find it. So we have all these reasons of why we act the way we do that we might not fully understand, because it happened to us when we were so young. And so in order to go and bring life to it, we have to start working on the things that were closest to us, the things that are currently in our memory, the things that have happened recently, and work backwards from there. That's why learning about yourself and doing shadow work can sometimes be difficult, because we have to work backwards. But that's the only way we're going to get to the root of the problem. Because right now, especially those of you where you have patterns repeating over and over again, if you only change that current situation, the most recent thing that happened, that root of the issue is still there, and that is part of why you're repeating patterns. And that's also why some of you might be aware of what your pattern is, but you can't stop it because you're not understanding where it's stemming from and what's making you want to fall back into these patterns. I'm gonna put these cards back in, and I'm gonna see what else we get for you. So we have body and mind and the hero. And the back of the deck is intuition. So what I'm sensing for these cards with body and mind, it's showing that your body and mind go hand in hand. And so when it comes to the things that you think, the things you want to change, that has to start mentally in order for it to be something that exists in the physical world. And so if you were in a situation where you want your physical reality to change, you have to change your mindset. You have to work on yourself. You have to heal yourself. And then with the hero is representing your own energy, and your energy of wanting to be the hero, the person who's going to save yourself. Because if you're trying to sit here and rely on others, that is part of the mindset that you need to change. Because the thing about others, yes, they can support us, yes, they can love us, they cannot save you. The only one who can save yourself is yourself. Because you have to find that love, that gratitude, that appreciation, that validation from yourself. If you're finding it through external people, it doesn't matter how great the person is and how important they are to you, you're never going to feel complete and whole without finding that within yourself. So you have to find that in order for you to allow yourself to feel like you are safe, to feel like you are actually making a change that's sustainable for you. Another thing I want to point out with this hero card is, to me, the image here almost reminds me of like a Joker, but then it has like these blades on the end. And so to me, what it's indicating is like you are so afraid to make a mistake, to look like the Joker, to be made a fool, that you have your guards up, ready to defend yourself. It's like here you are, you think you're a Joker, well, you have these knives going to cut people who make fun of you. And I'm being told that it's like, it's great for you to want to protect yourself. It's great for you to have boundaries. But again, there's balance in things. That's like the body and the mind, the balance between the two. And so what you need to realize is that a lot of this is in your head, where it's like you are trying to save yourself from things that are not actually issues. You are trying to save yourself from things that are not actually going to happen. Because a lot of this is stuff that you imagine. And that's where it's like this body and this mind, there's a fight between what's real, what's not real. And so you have to, again, use your mindfulness to come to the conclusion that's actually real. And I think with the back of the deck being intuition, that is going to be your key. Especially for those of you who are lost, you don't know where to begin, you don't know what to do. The best thing you can do is be like, you know what? I accept I don't know what to do. So I'm not gonna try and force myself to figure it out. I'm not gonna try and force myself to do things out of the blue that don't make sense, that I don't feel connected with. It's like, don't try and completely change your life by changing things drastically and kind of telling everyone you're making a change. I think that could be like the worst thing you do right now, because then it makes all eyes on you and you're gonna feel like the choker. You're gonna become more defensive. Then it's gonna create this cycle where it's like, I can't fail because I made all these big promises. I told people this is what I was doing. And I feel like right now it's like you're trying to change your patterns, you are trying to change your habits, you're trying to change your mindset. And so the way to do it is not to go and involve others and make it where everyone knows your business. If you want to talk to like the close people in your life, the people you can depend on, that's fine. And it's not saying to shut off and not tell people, but it's saying tell people for the right reasons. Don't tell people because you think that they're going to be the ones who are holding you accountable, or they are going to be the ones who are helping you do everything and kind of hold your hand the whole way. Because I think a part of this journey that you have to do in order to bring your darkness to the conscious mind is to allow yourself to accept this is on you. You are the one who's doing this work. It's not for anyone else to do. And therefore, if you fail, it's going to be on you. But the good thing about yourself is because it's on you, you're gonna have that determination and willpower to succeed, to be able to do this, to accomplish it. But a part of the lesson with this is learning that you have to do it yourself. And you know, if you fail, you pick yourself back up. You have to learn how to build that resilience within yourself. And this way, you're not going to be in defense mode. Because I think if you are trying to have others hold you accountable or tell you what to do or keep you in check, it's going to create a form of resentment between you and them, because now here you are trying to live your life, trying to find peace, trying to be comfortable in your own skin, and then you have someone who you feel is constantly judging you. Even if that's not what they're trying to do, even if they're trying to help you, it's going to end up feeling that way. And so that's why it's like you can't have someone else like trying to do this for you or helping you do it, where they're trying to keep you in check 100% of the way. That's not going to create a healthy dynamic for you, and that's not actually going to help you achieve your goal any faster than it would by doing it on your own. If anything, it's going to hinder you because it's going to take your priority off of it, because you're going to feel so frustrated with it. It's the same way if any of you have been trying to lose weight. It's like the moment you tell everyone what you're trying to do, now everyone wants to put their opinion on what you're eating, when really you didn't need them to do that. You just needed them to let you do what you're going to do. And so I feel like that's what's going on now. It's like now all of a sudden you have everyone's opinion when that's not what you need. Because then that's going to make you very confused. I also get the sense with these cards that when you don't know what to do, again, go back to accepting that you don't know it, and then allow your intuition to guide you. Not in the sense where you're trying to force your intuition. If you don't know what your intuition feels like, there's different tests you can do online to test your intuition, to practice your intuition, because your intuition is like a muscle. And so if you're not constantly using it, you're not going to understand what feels correct and what doesn't feel correct. So get in the habit of trying to use your intuition, and also try and use it in your own life, where don't make big decisions with your intuition, but maybe test yourself in small ways, like, is so-and-so going to call me today? Is this going to happen today? Am I going to see this particular bird outside? Am I going to see someone with this color hair today? Things like that. This way you are testing your intuition, but it's in kind of fun ways, in ways that it doesn't make a big deal out of it being wrong if your intuition isn't correct. Because even when you get stuff wrong, it's going to teach you what it feels like when you don't listen to your intuition. And so you're building up your intuition where you start to understand it better. And then just allow yourself to do what you feel like doing when it comes to not knowing where to start. Like, if you don't know where to start, don't try and force yourself to do anything. Just see what comes naturally, because that is what your intuition is going to guide you towards. And you also have to accept that while you change, you have to allow external things to change as well. So if it feels like you're growing apart from someone, let that happen. Even if it's something that you're afraid of, if they're meant to be in your life, they're going to be in your life. If they're meant to grow apart from you, they're going to grow apart from you. And so you trying to hold on to them or fight the change is not going to make anything change or be different. All you can do is allow yourself to go with where your energy is making you grow and allow them to either follow or not. And I know that's easier said than done, but it's going to hurt more the longer you try and hold on to someone who you're not meant to keep in your life. And so that's something Spirit wants you to know. And also, not even just related to people, let other things in your life change as well. Because like I said, that ripple effect, it starts internally, it goes outwardly. And so if you have actually wanted to change, if you want a change that's sustainable, you have to allow everything to change. So don't fight the changes, don't resist them, because resisting them is only going to make it that much more difficult. And it's also gonna make it harder on yourself, because it's almost like here you're telling the universe that you want change, the universe is trying to help you change, and now all of a sudden you're shutting it down. Well, internally, it's going to shut down as well. You're not going to be as receptive to growing yourself, to trusting your intuition. It's going to make things that much harder for you to actually change your patterns and your own mindset. And your willpower is really going to be tested. So if you accept these changes, if you go with the flow, when things externally start to change, it's going to help you internally change. It's like the two of them go hand in hand, the body and the mind. So we have Three of Fire reversed. And so this card represents an energy of being very mindful, of being very conscious, and looking closely at what you're doing. Being mindful of every step you're taking forward in the direction that you want. And so with this card being reversed, to me it's indicating like you need to be careful. If you get lost, you need to be able to find your way back. And so let's say you do get lost, you do get confused, you fall off track with this change. Remind yourself you have the ability to pick yourself back up and go back where you started and try again. Because if you allow yourself to just give up, then you're never going to create that change for you. You're never going to be able to heal, because the back of the deck energy is healing. And so to me, it's like when you are trying to move forward and get what you want, if you drop something along the way, you can go back, you can pick it up. That's no big deal. But if you act like you have it and you keep walking, eventually you're going to need that item that you lost. Now you're not gonna have it. Now you're gonna have to start over again. And it's also gonna make you a little bit weaker. It's going to make you not have that thing that you needed, and therefore not be as ready as you were when you started. So it's like sometimes it's better to admit a small defeat than to be stubborn and push ahead and end up causing more trouble. I also get the sense that for you, this is indicating that if you are lost right now, where it's like you don't know what to do, think back of something you really wanted, check in with yourself, see if that's something that you still want. Like, go back to what your original goal was. And by doing that, it's going to keep you remembering what you're doing this for and what to work towards. I feel like right now you're lost, you're confused because you don't have a goal. And I think the reason for that, like in the beginning of the reading, is because of this mask that you have. And so while you're shedding this mask, it's going to bring questions up of what you actually want. What are you trying to present to the world? Who are you truly? And what is your end goal? And you're going to have to find that for yourself. But it's like, keep that in the forefront of your mind, that along this journey of what your goal is, keep reminding yourself of that, because that's going to be what helps you succeed. And I feel like some of you, it's like you're overthinking what your goal has to be. Your goal does not always have to be something specific. Your goal does not have to be something that is career-based or status-based or family-based, where it's like this special achievement that I can show off to the world. For some of you, that's great. That's what you want, and go for it. No one's stopping you. But for others, it's like your idea might be more fluid, because it doesn't matter the actual outcome. It doesn't matter the specific goal. It's more a feeling or emotion you want to have within yourself. So some of you, your goal is that you want to feel fulfilled. Some of you, your goal is that you want to feel successful. You want to feel happy. And so while you're going along this journey, do things that bring you closer to those emotions. Do things where you can start to find that validation within yourself, where you are feeling positively for yourself. And so it's like you're not working towards a specific goal in the terms of something that we can quantify, that we can define, that we can show to others, but you are working towards a goal because you're acknowledging where you're at, and you know where you want to be, and you're also acknowledging and checking in with yourself along the way that, hey, maybe I'm not quite there yet. Like, maybe I don't feel super successful. And you can check in and you can ask yourself why you're feeling that and be like, okay, you know what? those are good points. I'm going to work on that. And you can take more steps to achieve that success you want. Those of you where it's like you're not feeling happy, you can check in with yourself and be like, what in my life is causing me to not feel happy? And then you can work on correcting those things. And so it's like our goals are things that are attainable. We just have to break them down and not overcomplicate them and not overthink them. And so it's like, you know, your goal could be something very specific or it could be something very vague, but no matter what, it's something for you to look forward to. And by reminding yourself that, that's how you're going to heal, because it's giving you some sort of reward that you were looking forward to. So we have Queen of Air reversed. And then we have the Five of Earth reversed. And the Ace of Air reversed. So interesting, you keep getting a lot of reversals. This makes a lot of sense because reversals are more of a blocked energy. These are things that you need to remind yourself on and get back on track with. And that makes sense because right now you are starting this reading off with a lot of blocks because of your subconscious and your own limiting beliefs. So what I find super interesting about your reading today is you have gotten no water cards. And the reason that's interesting is that water is kind of like the cup suit, and it represents our empathy, our emotions, our compassion, and our love. And because you didn't get any of the water cards today, I am sensing that there is a lack of love within yourself. Like the beginning of the reading, I think you need to find your own self-love. But I also think it represents an energy where there might not be compassion for others, and in turn there might not be compassion for yourself. Because these two cards here represent an energy where there could be a little bit of arrogance, there can be a little bit of like this devil inside of you, which is causing you to feel isolated and causing you to feel alone, where you are shutting others out, you are pushing them away. And so I'm sensing that right now everything that's going on might be a cause of you not feeling this energy inside yourself where you feel deserving of things, and that is why you are falling back into these patterns, because you were constantly trying to sabotage yourself, because you were constantly trying to make yourself be the victim and things, because that's easier for you to understand, because it gives you an outside influence to be like it's their fault or that situation's fault for why I am the way I am, instead of doing the internal reflection that you need. And I feel like Spirit's calling some of you out, saying this is a situation that yes, it sucked, but it doesn't give you a free pass to continue letting that hinder the rest of your life. And that is why, in order to break free from these patterns and letting things repeat themselves over and over again, we have to make things become conscious, because this is a card, this Ace of Air, that gives an energy of actually taking accountability and looking at our past, looking in reflection and our failures, our mistakes, the things we regret, and realizing that we can't go back, we can't change the past, but we can change the future, and acknowledging what you can learn from it to help change your future. And so I think these cards kind of tie up everything that we've been discussing today, where it's like this is your energy now, where it's like you are not fully in love with yourself, where you're not taking proper care of yourself because you are letting your past hold you back, and because you're letting situations and people hold you back, when really you acknowledge that it's not good, but yet you're not making an effort to stop it. And that's really what you need to do. And so this is a message from Spirit urging you to make changes in your life. Allow them to be small at first. That's going to create the ripple effects you need, where you can let things go in your life, where you're not letting your past define you, where you're not letting it hold you back, where you're not allowing it to make you feel a certain type of way or cloud your judgment and cloud your actions as a result of it, because you're realizing that things can be justifications, but that doesn't make them an excuse. It gives you a reason, it doesn't give an explanation and a free pass to do whatever you want. And I think you have been using things in your past as an excuse to continue acting the way you've been acting, not take accountability and just push things down, not deal with the emotions that you were feeling, because it's like you don't want to acknowledge them. And Spirit's telling you you can only do that for so long before the things you bottled up come up to the surface. And so it's like it's better to take this action and start working on it now and do it in your own way, in your own terms, than be forced to do it, because this is not sustainable for you. Right now, the patterns that you're doing, the actions that you're taking with your life, they're not creating the sustainability and the life that you want. And in turn, it's going to have you feel a lot worse about yourself. Whereas if you just take time to shed some light on the current darkness, you're going to be able to make adaptations, to change them, and to work with an energy that is going to be beneficial for you, because you want to release this mask. You don't want to hide yourself. But it's like you can't show who you are when you don't yet know who you are. And so I feel like Spirit wants you to go on this journey where you start to figure things out for yourself, where you start to feel more comfortable in your own skin, and in turn that's going to make you more happy, and it's going to allow you to actually break these patterns and get to the root of them, because now you're acknowledging things and you're not constantly running from things. And I just want to say real quick, the back of the deck energy right now is the Sage. And the Sage is someone where he knows things. He is smart, he is wise, and he has answers, he has guidance, because he looked for them, he researched, and he learned, and he had patience. And that's what you need to do right now. You have to have patience for yourself, and you have to trust that the wisdom's going to come, and once you get your answers, it will make sense. And then you can use that to help you even further. It's like everything has a lesson in it. Everything has something that can be gained and understood. And so it's like when you think back on your past, don't think about your failures, don't think about how you regret them. Think about what you can do differently, not in a form of regret, but in a form of understanding and prevention for the future, where you are taking a proactive stance and preventing things from repeating history, where you are actually protecting yourself in a way that's healthy and not coming from a negative place, but instead a positive and productive place, saying, I understand that happened and I am healing from it, I am moving on from it, but I'm not going to let it happen again, because I'm never putting that mask on. The moment I'm taking that mask off and I'm learning who I truly am, and who I truly am going to reflect to the world, and I'm never going to fall back into those old patterns, because I don't want to ever hide myself again. And so Spirit really just wants you to know that, and Spirit is encouraging you along this journey. And really, if you just start trusting your intuition and trusting the universe, you are going to be able to find your answers, you're going to be able to heal yourself, and you're going to be able to be authentically yourself. So I hope this resonates for you. If it did, let me know in the YouTube comments down below. Also, give this video a big thumbs up and share with others who need to hear it. If you want to get your own private in-depth reading, I do sell them. You can check out my Etsy shop, or you can message me on Facebook or Instagram. Everything's going to be linked in the description box down below, and I'm going to have more videos for you to watch next, linked in the cards above. If you're new to the channel, please hit subscribe and turn on that bell notification so you don't miss out when I post my next video. I post more videos every week, and I can't wait to see you in my next one. I hope you have a good one. Bye.